Earth to David, Earth to David. Okay, I guess that David is there, but not saying it. Okay, David. Earth to David. David, are you there? Lesli, are you there? Lesli or David?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
There you are. Up,
Okay.
oh, there, up. Camera, I want to see your beautiful smile. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
You got to always. I like to see that smile, that perfect smile.
All right. In the middle of the night.
Oh, hey, come on, you're amazing.
Uh,
Did you work today or yesterday? What day is it today?
yesterday was Wednesday. Yeah, I worked. Well, I didn't have to go to school, but we have to get our grades in today. So I was working all
Oh.
day, correcting papers, getting grades in. Hi, Kathy.
Okay, this is really weird. We have David up beside there. We have David down here. We have two Davids. Uh-oh. Yeah, but why does it say David? Kathleen, are you just there? But are you on? Is David at his own place? I mean, I'm gonna speak today. No. Oh, that is so creepy. Okay, well, we have two Davids on there. Unless there's another David Kipling that I don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
Am I losing it? Maybe I'm losing it. Hello, Kathleen. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. Okay. Hello, Kathleen, David. Okay. I can't hear. Oh. I better leave audio. Okay. Well, we'll figure that out. That feels weird. I'm echoing his computer now.
This AI is trying to run it.
Now
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Now there's just one of you. I was like, it was really weird. There was two David Kiplings. I'm like, uh-oh.
I got rid of him. Can you hear me?
You got rid of him. Yes, I can hear you. You got rid of David. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, there's just his hand. He just has a hand left now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you said you got rid of him. You got rid of him.
Talk to the hand.
I'll change yours.
Oh. Okay,
All right.
I know who she is. Well, I'm happy you really didn't get rid of him. Because we need our David.
Yes.
So, how's the weather in Gibsons?
Well, it's obviously cooler than Hamburg.
Oh, it's warm here.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's hot.
Oh,
Why do you say? Oh, Hamburg. Yeah, we had 86 degrees yesterday.
yes.
That's warm.
That's really hot for us.
And it's humid, right?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that's different.
It's kind of, well, I guess you would call it, it's like sticky.
Yeah.
It's just like, ugh. Yeah. It was really hot.
Test.
And it's going to stay, it just varies. It, goes from like maybe 70 to 86 overnight. So.
Oh. How hot is it in Port Alberni, Karl?
I don't know. 28, 40. It feels like about 40. It feels 40.
But it's 20.
It was like, even this morning, it was like before 9 o'clock, it was warm. It was like,
I
oh my
think we
gosh.
hit around 25, didn't we?
I heard 28.
Oh,
28?
Yeah,
we didn't get that.
I would say it's way warmer than that.
It was hot.
Oh, we didn't get 28.
Well, we had 30.
Oh,
Who said 30?
I did.
Oh, okay.
all right. Oh, where's Derek?
I'll put you on the list. You didn't email me. Oh, I didn't see it.
Hey there, Kathleen.
No, but you're on now.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good. I hope that's through the microphone and not through my laptop mic.
No, it's you're
Through this microphone?
yeah, because
Okay.
you would hear an echo.
Oh, yeah, right.
You'd hear a weird
Good,
noise.
good. I got it turned off all on my own this time. I didn't have to ask Karl for help.
I just told him he had to leave audio.
Yeah.
He's growing up.
Yeah, I'm finally, graduating.
He can graduate now.
How you doing, Lesli?
I'm still waking up, but I'm doing good.
Good.
Well, I'm now waking. I was tired. I was going to have a nap this afternoon, but I didn't have time for a nap.
Put the coffee on.
Yeah.
Although you might not want to do that if you're going to have a little nap afterwards before you go to work later.
Thursday's my day off, so
Oh, lucky.
Perfect. Awesome.
yeah.
So you can go back to sleep and wake up when you want to wake up after that.
Well, so I still have to get my grades in.
But you can go back to sleep and have some.
I can go back to, yeah, I don't have to do it early in the morning. Yeah,
So it's end of term for you already?
yeah, well, yeah. The last day of school is the first week of July, but like the 10th graders is sort of important what they're going to be. Some of them are going to in the 11th grade, which is like the academic track, and some of them are starting their apprenticeships. So they're being released from school in like maybe 3 weeks.
Cool.
So
So
we
what
have to get.
So when did you say school's out?
I think it's like the 7th of July.
Wow. I'm happy I never had to do that. I'm happy we were done at June.
Oh no! Last year we were done.
If I had to go into July, I'd be like, no.
It depends. Last year we ended the end of July. It depends. Each year is different.
Okay, we got a few extras.
Yeah, I forgot to put them on earlier. Okay. And then we might move her. She's going to try to get on, so we might move Vicky.
How come you're reading 7th, Lesli? Is that something you wanted?
How come what?
Did you want to read 7th?
No, I think Karl figured maybe I should read first every time.
Brianna. So, okay, Lesli, I'll just put you number 1 all the time.
Did you want to read first? Because I don't need to read first.
No, you can read first. I'll sit back and listen.
She doesn't mind. She likes to
No. I stay up the whole time anyhow, so.
Yeah, sleep would be good right now. But now I'm waking up, which is good.
Hello, all. I've been eavesdropping.
Up early this morning.
Oh, good.
I'm doing stuff.
Wow, what a great community. So you're from all over.
I get up before. I don't have to be to work till 9.
Lesli, where are you coming from?
Germany.
Oh, from Germany.
Not
And you're teaching over there.
get ready.
Yeah.
Relax.
What part of Germany?
Where my phone was.
The north. We're about a half an hour south of Hamburg.
Insurance.
Okay. Huh, cool. What time then are you now?
10 to 3 in the morning.
Oh, wow. You are dedicated.
That's because it's Kathy. She said, you can read. I said, Kathy, I can't get up every month at the middle of the night.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. We should, try and find a time that works. I teach online sometimes, and I teach in Beijing. And the only time that we figure that works is my Friday night. It's her Saturday morning. So that's how we do it.
Right. Yeah.
My kind of 5 o'clock, and then her Saturday morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of wrecks my Friday night, but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I was half listening to that.
Hi, Derek. We've communicated via email.
Yeah, nice to meet you face to face, more or less.
You too, yeah.
Airways.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
This is a great series.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderful. And you know, I mean, Lesli is probably our most dedicated, coming all the way from Germany. But people like Kathleen and David, they and Mark, who just came online there,
Oh, wow.
they
Good.
sort of hooked up during COVID when we were just on Zoom, and we were having too much fun to stop when COVID ended, so we just moved into the hybrid situation, and Char's just amazing at running the tech for it, so we can relax and do our thing and have fun. And, yeah, it's been great.
That is great. Yeah, nice to see the space. Next time, I'd like to come. I should come in person because
Well,
Well, if you're
next
ever
time.
heading through to the West Coast, just stop in and have a visit. It's
I would. Yeah, I'd love to. Looks great.
Yeah, Char totally renovated. It was an old church, right? And she took it
Oh,
and
okay.
transformed it into her hostel and social gathering place and pub, and it's fabulous. And the local arts community did. You can see the Mermaid hanging up at the back there.
Oh,
That was put together by Art Rave. The Art Rave community here just got together and made it, and they've since done the octopus as well, and the salmon behind that. And
Oh, great.
so that's where we took the name Electric Mermaid from Luma,
That's great.
the one
That's
hanging from
great.
the rafters. So yeah,
So have you lived in Port Alberni for a long time?
I moved here in 1987, so quite a while. Yeah, I taught at the college here for almost 30 years, and then retired in 2017, and
Here for a while.
just have been enjoying myself ever since, having fun.
Yeah.
It makes me feel old. I mean, even though I'm younger than him, I've been here since '81, so I've been here for a long time, long time.
Yeah.
So you do some teaching as well. Obviously, I heard you saying online to Beijing and that, or are you?
Yeah, my career was as a high school teacher, and I taught creative writing to the regular populace, and then I also ran the international student department.
Oh wow!
So developed the program. I started that in the 80s when it was just kind of starting, that whole international student world.
Yeah.
So that was, and then I left that in about 2006 and started my own tutoring business, online tutoring. Or, no, first of all, it was everybody coming to the house and the parents, and I had, lessons for the parents and all of that. And then, as for all of us, COVID came and everything went online.
And it's
So now I teach in Toronto. I've got some students in Toronto and some in Beijing, and it's kind of cool actually that way.
lovely.
It is.
Yeah.
It's cool. It is neat.
And for,
Yeah.
so you're doing mostly English, second language
Yeah.
instruction there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would work just fine. Online,
Yeah.
Sure.
It does. Well, and I help them with their texts, and I know the whole curriculum, and so I can help them weave their way through those texts and how to write an essay and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So usually, right now, it's mostly higher level language people, so they all speak English really well.
Oh, good.
But their parents aren't speaking it to them, so they don't have the depth of the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little ESL work in Japan just after doing my undergrad at UVic many
always
years ago,
changes.
back in the 80s.
It was a great thing to do, right?
Lovely. It is absolutely lovely, and a wonderful way to learn about other cultures, and and if you can go to those places, even better, of course, and immerse yourself. But
Yeah, yeah.
great.
Friend of mine went in the 80s and she never came back.
Uh,
Married a Japanese man.
yeah.
The rest is history.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one of the fellows who went over with my wife at the time and I, he married a Japanese woman, but they ended up moving back to Canada, so they're back in Canada now. So
Right.
yeah. So,
Okay, yeah.
anyway, I'll just.
Well, hello, Peter. I take it this is your last time on Denman Island, and then you're moving to Gibsons.
That is correct, Karl. You
Oh.
have correctly put.
Well,
And,
I think next time the Gibbs. There you go. So you've got a place already over there?
It looks even nicer than this crawl space I'm broadcasting from this evening. I thought I'd give every room in the house a chance, and I had never been down here yet, and you hadn't seen. Oh, it's so.
Are you in the basement? It looks like the basement of the house.
Yes, I am.
There you go. This should be. Yeah, you should make a story. Your next story is about the time you did Legend Mermaid in the basement. I could just see it.
Well, this is it. This will be that story when my turn.
There you go.
There we go.
So you have a house already, a house over in Gibsons already. Then
Yes, we have. Yes.
good. Kathleen and David and Atma will be very happy to see you.
Well, we'll probably run into each other on the way to the library or something.
Yeah, well, Gibson, it's not that big of a place. You're going to run into somebody somewhere along the lines.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Mark.
Hello. You can hear me all right? Hello? You got me? No?
No, very quiet.
No.
I can hear him, but he's quiet.
I'm very quiet. Okay, just a second. Does that help?
Number 11.
Does that help at all?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hang on. I can tilt this up a little bit.
Number 11.
Mark, this is Char. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
It's Char. Could you please turn up your audio a bit? It needs to be a bit louder.
It just did. Is that okay? Is that better?
I would like a little bit more, please.
Sure.
And do you have gain? Dial up the gain a bit.
Basically, it's just this one dial, which I think is. I'm right up.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Is that going to be good? Is that being
perfect?
That's all right. Okay. All right.
Ira. E-I-E-R-A. Yeah, she's right there. That's Ursula. That's Leanne. Yeah, she's over there. That's Pam Medland. It's nice the way you always bring some. It's quite charming. I do my best. I have some relatives coming too. My golly.
So did you say Pamela's here?
Yeah, Pam's here. She's just getting a drink.
Okay, and then Leanne Mcintosh. But Kim is here. And Leanne Mcintosh was there somewhere. And Dickie's here. Oh, I haven't seen that later. And is Ursula here? And Vicky's here. And Leanne, I haven't seen her yet. But they told you. But you're saying Leanne told you after you've updated.
And then Atma's going to try to get on her. She's in Vancouver right now, so she's going to try. She just said, so we can move Bill around. Okay, your hair's back to its normal color there, Kathleen. What happened? It's no purple, no red, no green.
What's normal, Karl?
Your hair. It doesn't look like it's. Well, it doesn't look like it's any color.
Oh,
It's
well,
gray.
I think it must be the camera.
Oh, okay, it's the camera.
The camera isn't highlighting me properly.
Hello, Susan. Are you here to listen, or do you want to read?
Hi. Oops.
Oh.
Hi. No, I'm just here to listen.
Okay. Oh, you look like you're somewhere tropical, but you're really probably not.
No, it's just the background. I'm not well, so I didn't come.
Hanging out on the beach.
I wish.
Great to have you joining us, Susan.
So where are you from?
Nanimo.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Just over the hump.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Char's Landing before, Susan?
Nope, not yet.
Next time you come through Port Alberni, you need to swing in on Argyle Street and have a boo.
Yeah.
No, I'm very disappointed that I'm not well. But well, next time.
Next time. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, good.
You can stand at the podium and say hello, or there's a microphone.
There's Pam. I see Pam.
Here's the mic. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Pam.
So the series is obviously it's once a month, always on the Wednesday. So what is this, the last Wednesday of the month?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll be sure to attend now that I know
Yeah,
about it.
that'd be great.
Hello, Duncan. Are you here to listen or read?
We've had some of your fellow poets from Victoria join us too, Cynthia. So,
Yeah, well, that's how I learned about you was through Yvonne Blomer.
yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. And we had Wendy Donawa not so long ago. And
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, she and I are in a writing group together.
Oh, cool.
Hello, Duncan. Hello, Anne.
I tried to twist Susan Stenson's arm, but she says not right now.
Oh, okay.
We'll lean on her a little later.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one is June 24th, I guess.
Okay, guys, we're going to start here. Emcee Derek Hanebury is a Port Alberni writer of poetry, fiction, and creative and nonfiction who taught writing here at North Island College for many years. His new book, Something Else, is already out there. Altogether is out.
Thank you, Karl, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Char's Landing, and welcome those of you out there in Zoom land to another Electric Mermaid for the month of May. We're zooming to you from the unceded territory of the Hopetcheseth and Sishat First Nations here in Port Alberni, and we're grateful to them and their ancestors for sharing their lands with us. Grateful to be here at Char's Landing, and grateful to Char for opening her place to this literary event that's been going on for quite a while now. Started back in COVID here, and actually pre-COVID even, and in other iterations as Words on Fire before it became Electric Mermaid. We got a great lineup of readers tonight, including our featured reader from Victoria, Cynthia Woodman Kerkham, is joining us, going to read from her book of poetry, Water Quality. We're very excited to have you here, Cynthia, and really looking forward to hear your work and celebrating your artistry.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Good to have you. All right, so let's just say a big thank you to Char again, and a reminder to those of you out there in Zoom land, you can always e-transfer to electricmermaidreads@gmail.com if you want to show some gratitude. And people here, locals, have been donating generously into the pot. It's been great to keep Char's roof over all of our collective heads. So we're going to start tonight with Kathleen Vance over in Gibsons Landing, where she's been standing by with David, patiently biding her time. What are you going to share with us this evening, Kathleen?
Okay, I'm continuing a story about three kids that are on a narrow boat, which is a very long, narrow boat, on a canal and going at Clonglochen in Wales. Okay. Luckily, the canal at Clonglochen had a windy hole just past the warehouse. The three kids stared down the windy hole, which was a V-shaped notch in the bank of the canal. "Uh-oh," said Parker. "This notch is small and our boat awfully long." "We'll need to work together," Maddie said at the tiller. "I'm not doing this alone." "On it," said Nico as he got on his phone. Parker moved to the bow. "I'll keep an eye out from here." Following Nico's instructions, Maddie slowed the boat to tick over, the slowest possible. She then moved the tiller as far left as it would go in order to turn the boat right. "Point the bow into the center of the V. Remember, the boat pivots around the middle, so we can't rush this. It's physics." Parker, who was watching carefully from the bow, said, "Einstein, we got this. The boat is slowly moving forward into the V. Good, said Nico. Now try short bursts of reverse to get the stern to start swinging around. And remember, you can't steer a narrow boat when it's going backwards. So when you need to switch to forward, switch to forward gear to keep nudging us in the right direction. Bit by bit, we can't rush it. Llangollen was busy down by the Windy Hole and the warehouse with lots of people milling about. But in the distance, Nico spotted a tall man who looked a bit familiar. The man was watching them intently, and near him was the scrawny kid. Do you see that man by the scrawny kid? He asked Parker. Yeah, I spotted him, but he keeps facing away from us or standing behind other people, so I can't make him out. Who is he, and what does he want with us? Help, you guys. I need all your attention if we're going to get this boat turned around. Maddie was still switching between reverse and forward and felt like they were getting nowhere. And suddenly a wind came up and threatened to push the boat back to where they had started from. Oh no! Maddie and Parker both said as the full force of the wind started to hit the boat. Suddenly Nico shouted, "We've turned around! Move into forward gear and speed up." Maddie sped up and steered them straight ahead. They were quite a way down the canal before she was able to relax and say, "We're finally on our way home." But that was just the moment in which the boat stopped. Just stopped. It wouldn't go forward. It wouldn't reverse. Something was definitely wrong with the boat, and they were in trouble, and so close to home. Ever the kid of action, Parker yelled, "Abandoned ship!" "Are you kidding?" Maddie exclaimed. "It's bad enough we left with the boat. What do you think Dad will say if we return without the boat?" "Every effect has a cause," Nico said. "We just have to figure out why the boat won't move." "The tiller feels loose," Maddie said, "and the engine has no power. That's why we're going nowhere." "Think," Nico said. "What is the main purpose of the engine?" "That's simple," said Parker. "The engine spins the propeller and the propeller propels the boat. So if the boat won't move, something must be stuck around the propeller," said Maddie and Parker, finishing Nico's sentence. Nico did some quick research. "There's a hatch on the deck near the tiller. It's called a weed hatch. If we open that hatch, we'll be able to get to the propeller. It will be full of water, though, so we'll have to watch out for Weil's disease." Parker was wasting no time. He ran to the rear of the boat, found the weed hatch, unscrewed the retaining bar that held the lid in place, and lifted the lid. "Stop!" Maddie shouted. "We need to lock out the engine before anyone goes near that propeller." Maddie stopped the engine, took out the key, and put it into her pocket. Parker peeled into the water-filled hatch. "There's a yellow rope wrapped around the propeller. I can see it. I'm sure I can cut it loose." Parker then ran into the galley and grabbed the biggest knife he could find. Maddie and Nico gasped as Parker knelt over the hatch, raised the knife high above his head, and got ready to stab down through the water as hard as he could to cut the rope, when suddenly, my 5 minutes are up.
Good to see you're maintaining your tradition of leaving us hanging for another month, Kathleen. My theory even before he found the rope, was that they were in the thrall of the women with beaver hats, and they had put a hex on them. Thank you for sharing that installment of your story. We will look forward to hear next month where we go from there. Thank you, Kathleen. All right, we're going to come in-house now, and Linda K. Thompson is next up, going to share some more of her work with us. We don't know whether it's going to be poetry or prose, but I'm going to take a guess at poetry. Good evening, Linda.
Testing.
Testing, yes. I think that sounds pretty good to me.
Okay.
Just a moment, please.
Oh, hang on a second.
Have you got my good side?
Yeah, I have to get the right angle there, Linda.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. And we're switching over. There you are. Oh, yeah, perfect angle. Yeah. There you go. Okay, we're good to go, I think. Okay, Char? Yeah, okay.
Staying friends with Rhonda. Last night at the Poet Laureate's reading at City Hall, Rhonda asked me if I remembered Days of the Week panties. Rhonda and I were trying to revive ourselves with a few small glasses of Chardonnay and a great veggie dip from Save-On Foods. Hard to forget, I said. Mine had fuzzy bunnies and baby chicks, front and center, perched right above the name of the day, embroidered in a soft pastel cursive. Remember when we didn't care or even know about fonts and sans serifs? Now, Rhonda, it seems, has written a book about laundry, and you might ask, as I did, a whole regular length book? To which she replied, yes, whole, but not so regular, and she launches into shop talk about lye and tallow, 29 mule team borax, Fell's naphtha, and something she calls bluing. I interrupt to try and show I'm hip to the laundry scene. Tell her I bought a big bar of yellow laundry soap in Mexico because, well, really only because it was called Linda, which is my name, which Rhonda knows. Although I do not have it embroidered on any item of clothing, and certainly not on a single underpant. Yes, Rhonda says. Is she sounding a bit snippier than usual, I wonder, as I take our tiny plastic glasses and maneuver through the Poet Laureate fans with their long scarves and jangling bracelets, heading for the big box of Chardonnay beside the dip. I'm back in time to hear the rest of the story. That is actually an Italian soap, she informs me. If you look closer, you see the little yellow boot shape on the side, made by the Aurora Company since 1955. Il sapone della nonna. The grandmother soap company. Parli Italiano? Do you speak Italian, Linda? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. And she dismisses my woeful lack of multilingualism with a flip of her hand. And she goes on. Said she recently made a trip by burro into the hills of Lower Pagdaloni, funded by the Middle-Aged Women's Explorers Club of the National Philographic Society. And I was able to observe the real live nonas stirring big vats of il sapone with long paddles carved from ancient olive tree branches. It was very hot, and they had to stand on little stools to reach the vats. And although they stopped for many sips of wine, somehow I knew they just loved their work. Wow, I think to myself, who knew? And I must admit, I am a little curious about the old gals. I wonder if their wine is better than my wine. I wonder if they've even heard of Days of the Week panties. But instead, I say, because a friend is a friend, isn't she? Did you see that pale pink stain on the Poet Laureate sleeve, Rhonda? What do you make of that? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Linda, the master of satire. Days of the Week Panties. I think that's a title for a book of poetry. Love it. Beautiful. All right, it's time for our featured reader now. And as I mentioned earlier, Cynthia has been waiting patiently there in Victoria to join us and share her work from Water Quality, her new book of poems, which was up for the DC Reed Poetry Prize. It was close on that one. And Cynthia has won many, many awards from the Pat Lowther Award, I believe. And oh boy, they're escaping me now. I need the piece of paper in front of me. But I read your biography. You're well accoladed and well published, and we're really delighted to have you here tonight to share your work with us. So please take over the screen. You've got 20 minutes of reading time, and we'll leave a little time after that for some Q&A. If anyone thinks of anything they'd like to ask Cynthia, please make a note, and we'll pass the mic around here in-house, or people out in Zoom land can just unmute and speak up. So,
oh, great.
Welcome, Cynthia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Derek. What a treat to be here. And next time, I hope it'll be bodily there. Thank you, Derek, and thank you, Karl, for organizing this. It's just a delightful poetry reading series that you have. Not just poetry, but reading series that you have. Okay, so here she is. Water Quality. And it's the motif of water runs, and that's pun intended, through the whole book. Every poem has some mention of water. And it's in 4 sections, so I'm going to read 2 poems from each section. The first section is called Fork Lake, and that's a little lake up in the Highlands area, just about a 40-minute drive outside of Victoria. And my mother-in-law bought a cabin up there in 1952, and the family has left it with no running water and no electricity and an outhouse and the trees all growing around. So we go out there and pretend we're in the 1950s, but it's a Hudson's Bay log cabin built in the 30s. But everyone else is in the 21st century. There are houses all the way around the lake, but it's a tiny lake. You can swim around it. So the first section is about stewardship of this lake, because I've been going out there since the 80s, and I've watched and heard the stories of the past, and I've watched the difference in how people are caring for the lake, and also the complexities of stewardship. It's a shared front yard, so there's a lot of discussion about what to do. So the first poem, I'd like to call it Testing the Waters. It's called Water Quality, but I'm always editing, so I'm calling it Testing the Waters. She bends to the surface of water, lowers a Secchi disc until its white disappears, notes the depth, again and again, reading turbidity. April, and she wears a short wetsuit, belly and chest warmed. She ducks her head. Thrill of cold zippers her spine. Feeder Creek and spring fed this lake, gouged by glaciers. 18 homes now people its patient shore, its shared front yard, no space for more. Water gloves her body in late June. Satin, yes, viscous, albumin, vernix, newborn slick. Tests wash light on columns of lake, measure algae haze, weed, Secchi disc dipped below the surface, spins from glass to gray to gone, speechless water, speaking. Sweet water, not leaf, not stone, but soft rained soft. something to husband. The samples say this water's pretty good. Phosphates, nitrates at acceptable levels, coliforms and aquatic flora, pondweed and long-stemmed water shield, a titch up. July dusk, and spent midges fleck the top inch. Breaststroke is parting curtains of small beads. Suckled on lead of city taps, some friends won't swim. They balk at bugs, at trout and bottom mud. Fly corpses sink, swallowed by cutthroats. Dive deep to spring source, sluice. Some prefer a pool in blue tile where chlorine nibbles layers of protein from the skin. Late August night, naked, full-mooned, her body swims inside a blood-warm caress, mammalian hug, rolling in mink. This place she's lived 50 years. She is water strider, light prince, a whisper of strokes. Fall, and the shy garter pops its periscopic head, rare glide along a velvet floss of lake. Thank you. And then there's the business of the challenge of living with the other creatures. Live trap. In the mornings, I take the trap to the edge of the park, flip the tin lid. Brown mouse, barely the size of a pine cone, black glass eyes. Virtuous as a conscientious objector, I use a live spider trap too, sliding plexiglass panels for easy entrapment and, with a twist of the wrist, easy release. Same tool for wasps. A friend suggests I plant it beside the bowl of potato salad. Even one wasp inside flails with enough distress it warns others off. I watch it struggle against its clear prison, buzz and bash itself to exhaustion, question my kindness. Today, I smushed a wolf spider in the sink with a ball of paper towel. Was I surprised, angry at something? It was automatic. Grab, rip, crush, brown smear on white porcelain, swiped, then tossed in the trash. And tonight, mouse, if you rattle me awake again, will I take you to the lake and drop you in? So the next section, thank you, is called Fragrant Harbor. And those are poems set in Hong Kong. I grew up in Hong Kong from age 7 to age 14. Sampan, 1962. This is not a sampan, it's a lullaby. Liquid songline in a viscous sea, thick with children. Jellyfish boys float pale in warm moonlight, bathing after a hot day, hawking plastic shoes. This is not a boat, it's a woman. Bare feet deck-wetted, chest hard pressed into mahogany, hands as she grips a long sculling pole, rolls her burnished wrists. Tonight, she's steering for the floating palace, restaurant pearled in strings of light. Tanks of live fish, grouper, black bass, small sharks prized for their fins. Tonka rower plying these waters that bear British names. Aberdeen, Stanley, Repulse Bay. This passenger is not a little girl. She is a broth, steeped in the tang of otherness. Her expat family does not think they are wealthy. The Tonka rower knows they are. The girl, swaying to the stern, asks if she can pull carve luminous the black sea. And the boatwoman allows, clowns with such plumpness, flashes a gap-toothed grin, these gaps much larger than the girl imagines. Thank you so much. This next poem has a head note. The poem's called Diamond Water Paradox, and the head note is, it is scarcity and plenty that make the vulgar take things to be precious or worthless. Diamond Water Paradox. Mesmerized by diamonds spouting free from a drinking fountain set in a bezel of cement, I pressed again the silver button, bent to slurp and slurp from the silver tap. My eye a loop for sun-caught spray cut by July light. Brilliant gems scattered along my tongue. I could not believe how sweet, how free. Our family had flown home to Vancouver that summer, flew everywhere guilt-free in the 60s. The thirst for energy unquenched, we burned. The week before, pale blue school shift pasted to my back, I'd entered City Hall in Central District to ask for a glass of water. No swigging from taps here, all water boiled, poured into glass bottles, cooled. The woman at the refreshment counter demanded 5 cents. Money for water? Stunned, I dug into my pocket and gave what I'd been saving to buy sweets from the hawker at the bus stop. I'd never paid for water, and they'd never charged. But this was a time of drought. Water shipped in tankers from mainland China. Water in homes only every 4 days, every jug and both bathtubs filled. Those without tubs lining at street taps for hours. They call a diamond very beautiful, Sagredo says, because it is like pure water, and then would not exchange one for 10 barrels of water. In Cantonese slang, the word water stands for money. In the Causeway Bay district, jewelers sell diamonds for many lumps of water. Gold dinner bell. Once sat on white linen, lifted by my mother's slim fingers, polished nails, and shaken just the once, its high glitter ring, and the servant comes, Ali in his starched white jacket, knotted frog buttons, pressed black pants, comes running with another celadon bowl steaming, a silver ladle, or his wife Ying comes with a question, yes, missy, you wanji something? Small golden bell carved as the temple roofs at Angkor Wat, domed as a straw beehive loop handle at its top. Bought in a market in Bombay, brought to her table on an island in the South China Sea. This bell nestled among other objects of wealth, candle snuffer with ivory cup, silver table crumb remover, cement servant quarters. She had trouble ringing it at first, my mother, but she got used to it. Got used to the cocktail parties, the 1,000 dinners out in apartments overlooking the fragrant harbor, all built on the back of this bell, its Pavlovian ring. This bell, now withdrawn to a middle-class nation, sits dull-coated in kitchen grease, dirt-grooved, tarnished on a white windowsill, silent. Thank you. So the next section is along in the water theme. It's called Gene Pool, and it's family poems. So, where I did bring another, oh well. Pools. On business trips, my father took photos of pools. Kidney-shaped, rectangular, oval, palm-fringed, vine-draped, or wending like a river under bougainvillea. On his return, he clicked transparencies into his slide projector, beamed pools onto a screen. Turquoise, aquamarine, night-lit sapphire. Dipped, his heavy body felt light, liquid heft floating his withered leg. Shriveled from childhood, pools closed to him during the polio scare. Mothers pulling their children from public waters, who knows how he got sick, how he survived. Each time he donned Hawaiian print trunks, a baptismal plunge. Layers of cool possibility, legs and arms, scrawling the blank page of water. You don't have to clap after everyone, but it's so wonderful that you do. Up to you. Granddaughter in another city. If I were to write about you, I'd say longing, palpable as water. Since you were born, something weighty as the family lab thudding a welcome into my thigh. I would tell you how we waited for you to travel like starlight from the amniotic sky. If I were to say completion, I might come near to how you snugged into my enrobed chest, my heritage apple breasts remembering. If surprise at how my veins sizzled when I saw your photograph today, virtual you smiling, crackling air, the ocean between us. Then this next one is from the final section, which is called What Water Wants. And this poem, you may remember this incident, is from, the head note is 5 dead, 1 missing after whale-watching vessel Leviathan 2 sinks off Tofino, BC. Yeah, you probably remember that when that happened. And it was a rogue wave that they figure that caught them off guard. I'll just explain too that the poem is a pantoum, which is, some of you probably know, but it's a Malay form, and it's got a pattern of repeated lines, so you can relax, and because the line will come back, you can, and it's good. The form they suggest is good for writing about memory or the past, where things keep coming back. So this is a pantoum, and it's called Rogue. Rain-lidded dawn opens, stage lighting sieves through a scrim of cloud, from pitch to pewter to aluminum sheening, sea blood scent, sting of brined iron, sieves through a scrim of cloud. Who's the protagonist? Out there, sea blood scent, sting of brined iron, glaucous gull flits like an eyelash along the coast. Who's the antagonist out there? Whale fins sow the great Pacific, glaucous gull flits like an eyelash along the coast. The audience troops to port. Sea lions straight stitch the great Pacific, oohs and ahs. what happens? The audience troops to port on the tour boat Leviathan 2. Oohs and ahs, what happens? Bent to view velvet mounds of sea lions on the tour boat Leviathan 2. Shallow plover reefs, passengers bent to applaud velvet mounds of sea lions, weigh the port side down onto shallow plover reefs, passengers on a 20-meter vessel rolling. The port side wave down, open Pacific swells until a wave, silent to the 20-meter vessel rolling, slams the starboard quarter, flips the script. Open Pacific swells until a wave stops laughter in the scrim light, slams the starboard quarter, flips the script, comes unseen from stage right. Laughter stopped in the scrim light, on the black rocks, lions bark, seas roar, coming unseen from stage right, the rogues performed before. On the black rocks, lions bark, seas roar, sweeping down the boards oblivious. The rogues performed before, taking the bow, the curtain call. Sweeping down the boards oblivious. Cue light, pitch to pewter to aluminum sheening, taking the bow, the curtain call, on a rain-lidded dawn, how it opened like a stage, lighting. And for my last poem, no, you know what? I'm going to stop there. It's 20 minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was a fast 20 minutes. I could listen to you read all night. Those are fabulous poems and very, very beautiful. And so ingenious in their exploration of water and all the many forms and combinations and connotations. And yeah, it's gorgeous. So we're going to open it up for some questions here, and I'll just start it off. I'm always curious about other poets' process, and when you did this last book, did you sort of have a bunch of water poems that sort of were materializing, and then you thought, I should carry this on, or how did it evolve for you? And I guess it's asking more, you know, how do you write a connected series? What's your process there?
It's not as connected as some. I started out with the idea of writing about Fork Lake and stewardship. So that first section of the book is about that. And this book came many years after my first book. And in the interim, I've been writing a lot of poems. We had a sailboat and we used to sail up and down the coast. So I had a lot of ocean poems from that time. And it was kind of magical that when I printed and laid out all the poems on the floor, I saw that there was water in every single poem. And I thought, wow, that's obviously a theme or a great interest of mine. So that's how it came together.
Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that's lovely. I wrestled with that myself, where I have a collection of poems and I'm trying to find the thread, and not finding the thread can be very frustrating. So
it is tough, yeah. And there are poets who start out and do a whole collection on one theme. And I thought I was going to do that with the Fork Lake and the stewardship, but I felt like I'd said enough, and then I had these Hong Kong poems, and I looked at those and I thought, wow. And then I wrote some more poems to, like the Diamond Water Paradox, to link, because I am fascinated about water, and I'm fascinated about how we take it for granted. And I think also I was very impressed by it as a child growing up in Hong Kong during that drought in the 60s. And I think that has stayed with me.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard it said that water will be, or it is the most precious resource we have on the planet, and it's going to become more and more a focus as time goes on. It seems like we're heading in that direction inevitably, so, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the water we have. This is all the water we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll throw it out there if anybody out in Zoomland wants to, okay, I see Kathleen's got her hand up. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I was fascinated by the one about the traps, the insects, the animals, and where that came from. And then later listening to the Hong Kong poems and colonialism, I thought, well, that's not totally different. And
trapped. Thank you. That's another theme. I'm going to write that down.
So say more about the trap with the insects. Was that actual experience? I mean, that come from you setting traps?
Yeah, it did. I mean, there are a few poems in there about the, that I'm implicit also in doing things that are harmful, and it's hard to get through life without killing something or doing harm. So there are quite a number of poems about, my ambivalence about, not so much ambivalence, but just how I recognize that it's difficult to live in harmony with nature. And so this particular poem, it came from real things. This trap, I mean, all of those things actually happened while I'm out at the cabin. I live out at that cabin for most of the summer. It's where I get a lot of writing done because there's no internet. And so I just am totally cut off, which I love. And, I live out there and in this old cabin, it's 1930s, and it's got spaces under the doors. And my husband tries to, stuff little holes here and there, but the mice get in. And so I've got this live trap, and I go up into the park and take these mice and let them go. But, sometimes in the middle of the night, I think, oh my God, and I mean, the wasp, there it is, bashing itself because it's apparently you're supposed to leave it in there for a while so it frightens off the other ones. Well, that didn't look very good either. So, and I did smush a wolf spider. There's all sorts of wolf spiders out there. And I have a poem in there about spiders called, what is it called? Anyway, it's called Along Came a Spider, because I was reading books about spiders to sort of be less afraid of them. But I mean, I kind of unconsciously just killed this wolf spider that came out of the sink. So that's where the poem came from. It's just that, we try our best to not do harm, but we do it. And then that can happen on a larger scale. People used to dump there is a car dumped in this middle of this lake. So we go from that kind of harm to where we're trying to do it less and less. Yeah.
Well, thank you, because I love the poem.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful, and I don't think anyone would ever hold it against you for killing a wolf spider. They move far too fast. Linda Thompson here in the house has a question for you. Just hold on. Go ahead, Linda.
I know Linda.
Oh, you do?
Hi, Linda. It
was 20 years ago when we met.
Well, I've seen you at Planet Earth Poetry, I think.
Yes, you might have. I wanted to say how beautiful the cover of your book is.
Oh, thank you.
Can you show us
it? I will,
so
yeah.
Great. And where can we get that book?
So I think it's written up because I think, was it Derek, you asked, right? And so I sent some links. You can, in Victoria, you can get it at Monroe's, you can get it at Indigo, the big bookstore, they've got it. You can get it
Russell's.
at Russell's. You
Yeah.
can, but also you can order it online through the publisher. And I've got books, so if you're ever in Victoria, I can sell you books too. But yeah, you can order from McGill Queen's University Press. So the link is somewhere.
Yeah, we've
right,
got it here.
online.
And
Okay.
Carl's got it. Can give
Thank you.
it to
Thank you,
anyone who needs it
Cynthia.
afterwards. And of course,
And
you
it's
can.
Oh, I was going to say it's in the library system too.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Mobius, the local bookstore, will special order it into.
Yeah, they did say they would. Yeah.
Okay. Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Have we got any other questions out there burning to be asked? Not at the moment. All right. I think we'll let you off the hot seat then, Cynthia. Thank you so much for sharing your work with us. That is beautiful. Really beautiful.
Thank you again for listening. Thanks.
And I hope you can stick around and enjoy some of the other readings that are coming up. And
Definitely.
we usually wrap up around 8 o'clock or so. It doesn't.
No,
go
I'm looking forward to it. I love the first two, so I'm looking forward to the rest.
Super. Thank you. Okay. All right. Our next reader then is Pamela Medland, and she's here at Char's. Going to join us. Come on up to the podium there, Pam. So yeah, just the only thing with that mic, you got to keep your mouth within a couple of inches of it, and maybe pull it up just a smidge so it's pointed at your.
How's that?
That's beautiful.
Great.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, and just give Char a minute there to get you in sharp focus. What are you going to share with us this evening, Pamela?
I'm going to read a couple of sections from a long poem that's called Clouded Water. And it kind of carries on the theme because these poems are all centered around salmon.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah.
Are we good, Char?
And I have to say that I am going on a long boat trip to Wales next May.
Ooh, nice.
So I'll have to look for that book that we heard earlier. It sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. There we go. We got you
Good.
spotlighted. All right.
Okay,
Take it
thank
away,
you.
Pamela. It's all yours.
Great, thanks. Plunging feet first into a salmon run, I feel the rush and pull, the urgent flight, a firm, cool slide against my soles, a solid, moving mass. Tributary. When we moved to Brothers Creek, I felt the surprise of dank night air, the sense when my bedroom window was open that I could swim into the dark, slip downstream to a less obscure beginning. I swam out of myself to a burning thirst. Now, when I return, all that is left is the gravel spine of Brothers Creek, Fry riding the current, waiting for rain. Nudged into the Pacific, half submerged, this continental shoulder offers two paths to the interior. I seek shelter, trace granite bones inward. Salmon flick up swollen capillaries, sniff for home. Rock, water, two layers of an anatomical map smudged by soil. I follow one route, fish another, but we meet at the tick and itch, the interstice of choked desire. My heart inflamed, rock slide blocks tributary. Flux. I haven't had the 12 dams of the Columbia Sockeye or the drama of a big bar rock slide, but I've had my own all too human overfalls, deaths, desertions, the betrayal of age, barriers of unnavigable rubble. Fisheries and oceans gambles, waits to see how close to extinction a species wriggles without rebounding. They call this the precautionary approach. Stock loss leads to still lakes, withered riparian zones, a shortage of mayflies, blackbirds, eagles, and cedar. I prefer the weighted usable width method, modeling relationships between flow, depth, and habitat, adjusting for species and life stage, data presented as curves that facilitate determination of optimum flow for sockeye, chinook, girl, woman, grandmother. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Pamela. That was awesome. You're a natural reader and a pleasure to listen to. Those are beautiful poems and beautiful collection. I can see how that's taken shape. Sweet, thank you. All right, back out into Zoomland now, and David Kipling is waiting on the couch.
Sure.
Good evening, David.
Hi there.
How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm good.
Ready?
Good. I'm not ready. Here we are. Yes, I am ready. This is good. Okay. Yes. I'm with Rachel again. And Rachel, a year or two ago, she was underground in a coal mine, and it's all a parable anyway. This is about the job, and she's in Liverpool, and we'll do what we can. I have not timed it, but I will zoom on. How's that? We got a deal?
A deal.
Okay. The steel ladder rungs chimed under Rachel's boots in the darkness and brushed her knees and chest as she clambered down. Somewhere below, the gravel bed of the unfinished rail tunnel was breathing chill mineral air up this access shaft. Rachel was grateful for the thick leather gloves on the wet steel. The air grew damper and the surface daylight dwindled. At every third rung, she moved her harness's alloy clip down until the surprise of her boot hitting the gravel made her knee buckle. Down, she bellowed up the shaft and listened to two of herself calling back and forth along the rail tunnel. Down, down. She shielded her upturned face and took a step away from the ladder as grit sprinkled down from her crewman's descending boots. Here, cut from Liverpool subsoil, the half-finished tunnel held back 10,000 tons of push from the rock and earth the drillers had penetrated. Around and above her, Lancashire sought to refill the newly dug space where Rachel stood in awe. Her helmet lamp shone on the tunnel's long series of concrete ribs stretching into blackness. Down here, everything creaked quietly. Although a year ago, a professor said that weight diverts itself safely around the contour of a tunnel. Wakey, wakey, sang Eddie Doyle as he landed on both feet behind her. No use looking for a tall, dark stranger down here. You'll have to make do with me. Doyle, I've a fine man at home without chasing after you. Damn, she should not have answered like that, least of all with Doyle straight off the casual labour list. The site supervisor had shunted him to Rachel and murmured, he'll do the labour, the actual work, he's not lazy, but he's not the slightest interest in the job. Eddie unslung the heavy steel measuring tape from his shoulder, and Rachel made him watch as she set up the laser tripod. She glared at the cigarette tucked into his palm till he spat on it and stuffed the dead butt into his jeans. Now go and clip a reflector prism. Here, take a few. A prism onto each rib. Clip one each onto a rib at 50, 100, and 150 meters. Grab this end of the tape and walk to the nearest rib, and I'll note the difference. Eddie Doyle tramped noisily away, doing an occasional skip as though he were on a holiday beach. Rachel watched the tape unreeling from its case, calling, stop and touch the chain to the rib. Hold it still and clip a prism on, 1.5 meters from the gravel. Yes, use the tape to measure down 1.5 meters. Now slide the prism up or down. Done, boomed Eddie's voice along the tunnel walls. Done, done. Good. Now keep your helmet light on that prism until I've trained the laser on it. But don't put your face in the way of the beam, or you'll get more freckles than those you already have. Rachel bit her lip. Why humour this guy? Doyle didn't need a joke in order to do what he was told, and he might think that none of the job was so goddamn precious after all. Work first, the supervisor had reminded the crew chiefs when he allotted the duties this month. Jokes later, whatever, but work comes first. You're surveyors enough to know that nothing you work on is a joke. The Catholics sorry, Sean, their cathedral stands 300 bloody feet high, and there were probably Protestants in the trades too building that, and it wasn't just thrown together like a garden shed, now was it? Now Rachel steered the red thread of laser light till it settled on the prism. She pressed the record button, read the screen's digits, and scribbled them in pencil in a logbook. She called to Eddie. Okay, now go to another. Shit. She was swallowed by darkness as a helmet light went dead. From far away, Eddie's voice arrived, distorted by the walls. All right? Yeah, but my light's out. Can't see a damn thing here. Rachel scrabbled at her helmet and at the wire to a battery pack. Her heart accelerated. Could you shine your way back here, Eddie, and help me find out what's wrong? The pitch of her voice rose shakily. They were a long, long way underground. Woo! Here comes a tunnel monster! Ah! Screeched Eddie and turned off his own light. Endless black smothered Rachel. Nothing. No hands, no feet, no helmet, nothing. Only a faint sparkle of red laser hung somewhere 100 miles away in outer space. Was the laser above her or below her, rising or slowly turning? Shit! Rachel's arms flailed to support. Eddie, turn your bloody light back on. Nothing. Blackness choked her. Arr! Howled the disembodied voice. Rachel gasped against her panic. Don't be a jerk. Turn your fucking light on. The thread of laser beam swayed slowly in her sight as she leaned out to find a wall, and she felt air brush her cheek as she toppled and fell. Oh, are you okay? His helmet light splashed afresh along the gravel as Eddie stumbled forward. Rachel drew in her feet and levered her body upwards. She stiffened her jaw. Eddie, you come over now and you shine your fucking light on my battery pack and helmet, right? You do that now and you find the fucking wire or whatever and you fix it. Are you listening? Say yes. Yes, came a subdued reply. Rachel gritted her teeth. Stunts like that, Eddie. Come on. Murphy gave you the pep talk. Rachel felt her fists and feet clenching. She raised a forearm. You shit, she smattered. Say something. Rachel felt the back of her helmet tilt, and suddenly her light flashed back on, driving away the last fingers of fear. Rachel, I didn't mean no harm. Jesus, it was just a laugh. Rachel turned and dazzled the wide-eyed youth. Eddie, wake up. Save your jokes for the pub, okay? The indifferent tunnel ticked and dripped and absorbed the city's rumble from above. The two resumed their work, while the angles and distances mounted up to be their day's harvest. Rachel maintained the pattern and rate of their work, and Eddie did as he was told. When she noticed him shifting awkwardly and scanning the dark tunnel, she shouted, Go up top, the porta-potty's there for a reason. It's a work site, not a back alley. As the unseen day above ended, Rachel swung the laser downwards vertically. Eddie, come and hammer this yellow spike here, in here, where the laser beam hits the ground, before I turn it off. Leave the spike head poking out of the gravel. First year stuff for you if you go to college. This transit registers the tiniest change in an angle. So next time anyone brings the laser back down here to check those reflectors, it has to sit exactly this spot. That's why you're knocking in the spike. Then someone can detect whether a rib has moved a centimetre up or down or sideways. Tunnels are like that, all tunnels. They're never still. Hammer the spike so that whoever comes next can see whether your dear old Liverpool is pushing our tunnel around. Comprende? After they climbed back up over the shaft into the city's evening roar, Eddie looked earnestly at his boots and waited. Doyle, Rachel called. My dad worked on the M5 freeway. Pick and shovel man. He was one of the best. Drove the dump trucks after his legs went. One of the best there too. Not much school, but pay for my schooling. Doyle looked at her. He was never a supervisor. He was never a surveyor, and I was never a labourer, but both of us liked the work. The work's good. It's good. Rachel waited for his nod, hoisted her canvas tool bag over one shoulder, and headed to the van. Oh, yeah, I rushed it. I was rushed.
You worked your magic again, David. You took us right there. We were in that tunnel with poor Rachel in sensory deprivation. Wonderful tension. Thank you. All right. We're going to come back in-house now, and Leanne Mcintosh is going to take the podium and share some work with us. Good evening, Leanne. Come on up here, and Char will get things lined up there.
Now,
Perfect.
I've got 2 poems. One is interactive, and the other poem is just me. So I didn't know which to read. You decide.
You've got 5 minutes. Can we do them both? I mean.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll do the interactive one first.
Okay, just hang on. Are we good to go, Char?
Well, I'll just give a little
okay.
introduction here.
Sure.
This is a ghazal. It's a Middle Eastern form of poetry. It's written in couplets, and the last word of each couplet is the same. And because the audience knows it's the same, the audience shouts out that last word. We're kind of unfamiliar with this in our culture, so I will kind of clue you, and I'm going to tell you the word. The word is poem. So let me hear poem.
Oh.
Okay. A little louder? Better. Okay. So we'll start out kind of slow so you'll get the gist. Well, those aren't any better. One young man, the title of the poem is Open Mic. And I was in Calgary one year and went to an open mic, and this is actually what happened. Open mic. One young man fancied himself, gave me his signed poem. Another played a penny whistle, spoke about his daughter. His poem, written to celebrate her birth, the grace she brought, and the poem swung his love around his head like a halo, and was the kind of poem a daughter would want to hear from a father. Unlike the obscure poet and his poem, racked with pain, incest, his mother, and even though we didn't quite get his poem, his tears hung us on every word, as though he were speaking for us, a poem we all wanted to write, but didn't have the courage. And when a woman later shouted from her poem, I'm glad the bastard's dead, we all cheered, all of us on her side, because when you see guts in a poem, you want to celebrate, like the fellow who swigged a beer and toasted in his poem every woman he'd ever met. So here's to you, my poet friends, whether good or bad, I love your lovely. We didn't do too bad. Do I have time for the other one?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. I live close to downtown Nanimo, and you meet all kinds of people. This one is called Almost. When he asked for change, I offered to buy him a cup of coffee. So we walked the block to the cafe. Him asking how life was treating me saying it was okay, especially with the sun shining, making the ritualized small talk people use to bring each other into focus.
And when I asked if he had a place to stay, he said yes. He had a room at the temporary housing complex near the park. Me wondering how he got downtown, but by then we were at the cafe counter. Possibilities for the moment on hold. So while we waited for our coffee, I looked him square in the face, blue eyes with a few days stubble, and asked his name, which he said was Kelly. And when he asked mine, he said he'd met a few with my name. And later, alone over dinner, I wondered why I hadn't asked if he were hungry. Maybe bought him a sandwich. Because by the time we put lids on our takeout coffee and said goodbye, our dynamic was so cordial, it almost felt like friendship. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Leanne. All right, where are we going now? We're staying in-house, and Kim Dewey is going to share some work with us. Come on up to the mic, Kim.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, and welcome to Electric Mermaid. Good to have you.
See it.
Good to see you again.
Hello.
There we go.
Is that too loud? I have a loud voice, so I don't even need the microphone, really. This is a microfiction. It's called New Neighbor. My glasses are getting a little foggy. I finally have a new neighbor. Since Larry died last year, the house next door sat empty. But I guess all the legal stuff finally got settled. She moved in 2 days ago. We haven't officially met yet, but I've seen her out on her deck. I wonder if she'll pop in and say hello. Shirley from across the way tells me our new neighbor is from the mainland. Her name is Deborah. It's been 2 weeks now since she moved in. I see her leave the house now and then, but I think she works from home. I wonder what she does. Shirley doesn't know. It's been 3 months since Deborah moved into Larry's old place. We still haven't met yet. We still haven't spoken, but I wave when I see her. She smiles and waves back. It's a sad smile. The kind I see at the cancer clinic when I'm taking folks to do their chemo. I hope she doesn't have cancer. I finally met Deborah. I bumped into her down at Quality Foods last week. She apologized for not stopping in yet, said she's been busy with work. What a lovely young woman, though she's pale with dark circles under her eyes. I think she has trouble sleeping. When I get up to pee in the middle of the night, I sometimes see lights on in her place. I baked a loaf of my famous chocolate chip banana bread and dropped it off at Deborah's. She thanked me, but didn't invite me in. From what I could see from the doorway, she keeps a tidy house. She still looks tired, though. Shirley thinks she might be going through a rough breakup. So glad I don't have those worries anymore. When Harold died, I was done with men. Deborah and I had a brief chat in our driveways today. I offered to help with her yard. It's getting a bit overgrown, but she said she'd get to it over the weekend. She's looking less tired and has a bit of color in her cheeks. Finally found out what she does, but I can't say I understand the details. Something to do with computers. A strange car has been driving around the neighborhood today. Shirley and I can't figure out who it might be. It slows down when it passes Deborah's house. I wonder if I should mention it to her. Good thing I told Deborah about the car. Turns out it was her ex. He wants her back, but she isn't interested. He tried to break into her house last night. She called the police, and they came and took him away. I hope she's all right. The police can't be very good at their jobs. I haven't seen the ex yet, but that car keeps coming around the neighborhood. Not a surprise. They were useless when I was having my troubles with Harold. Shirley and I discussed the situation yesterday. She's not happy, and neither am I. We might have to take matters into our own hands. Deborah's been staying inside. I haven't seen her since the police were there. I finally met the ex. He was standing outside when I came home from my quilting club. Tall fella and handsome, but charming, like Harold used to be. I don't trust it. He tried to convince me that Deborah was sick and needed his help. No, son, I don't think so. You have red flags waving all around you. Shirley and I chatted today about the situation next door. We haven't seen Deborah in 2 weeks. Her ex keeps coming around trying to convince us Deborah is crazy and needs his help. I told Shirley I think it's time for drastic measures. She agreed. We women need to look out for each other. Today is the day. Deborah doesn't know anything. Shirley spoke with the ex yesterday and invited him over for dessert and coffee. Shirley said she's certain he bought her story. By this time tomorrow, Deborah's problem will be eliminated. The police just left. I answered all their questions and played the senile old lady part to the hilt. Shirley did the same. The ex is gone, and nobody knows what could have happened to him. Deborah has a perfect alibi as she was on video chats off and on all day. It's been a week since the ex disappeared. Deborah looks great. I've never seen her so happy. She invited me over for coffee tomorrow morning. Say two.
That was a surprise. A dark surprise. All right. We're going to go to Qulicum Beach now, and Mark Woneck is tuning up the guitar, ready to share a song with us. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Been enjoying your CD, and it was lovely to have you here last month, live in the house.
That was very nice. That was very
a lot of fun.
Now, can you hear me all right?
I think I can hear you okay. How's everybody else here? Yeah, we're good in-house. Everybody out in Zoom land all right?
All right.
Yep, thumbs up out there. The floor is yours, Mark. Go ahead.
Thank you. $8,143. What I spent asleep. 3,407 in front of screens. 830 bored. Over 200 standing in line. Was it really my plan to waste this much time? Shopping for 300 days. Oh, that can't be me. 116 in the shower, waiting in airports. 83, 13 days saying thanks. 96 confused. 5 days just opening doors. 26 singing the blues. All I have done added up in days. Life spent out along the way. 3 days looking for keys. 62 making love. Doesn't seem like very much now. Can there ever be enough? 41 days I would worry about what to say. But that's no surprise. I still feel that way. All I have done added up in days. Life spent out along the way. making lists for 17. Not sure now what that might have done. 21, looking for meaning. 22, snoozing in the sun. 30 days of crying, one of pure joy. I didn't spend any time on my knees, and surely I don't need to anymore. All I have done, added up in days, life spent out along the way. All I have done, added up in days, life spent out along the way. Thank you.
I was waiting for how many days you spent playing the guitar, but we're really glad you spent lots of them, Mark.
That's right. Yeah, I could have got to that, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a lot of us in our latter years here can really relate to that song when you start looking back over your life and adding up all the time you spent doing all those meaningless things, and how how seriously we took some of them was just ridiculous. But that's the beauty of hindsight, I guess, and the wisdom of age. So thanks for sharing that song, Mark.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
All right, Lesli has been patiently waiting in Germany to share some work with us in the middle of the night. We must be on to 4 a.m. in the morning now, by now, Lesli? Yeah. All right. You're looking chipper now. You're wide awake. What are you going to share with us this evening?
Okay, this is a story that I've been writing, and I've written in two voices. It's also my Rachel story, David, but it's my Rachel. And it's about growing up in a village, a very small village in Germany. So first it's Rachel, and then it's Mama, because it says two voices.
Beautiful.
Every Saturday, Papa and I go to Penny, just us. Papa studies the meat counter. I study the sausages. My stomach feels hollow just looking at the sausages. He sees me looking. He hates whining in stores. Papa, I say, can I have a bockwurst? A blonde woman in a dirndl bends down and strokes my head. Oh, the poor thing, she's hungry. Can I buy her a sausage? She smiles at Papa. What a little cutie. Are you fostering her? For 1 second, I think he might say yes. The store goes quiet. Even the lights feel still. Papa's jaw tightens. No, he says. Just that. No. The woman blinks. Oh, I bite into the sausage. It tastes too salty. I'm glad Mama braided my hair this morning. Near the front, Pocahontas placemats are stacked for $3.99. I flip through them. A girl in striped overalls stands too close. She stares at me, then at Papa. I gather the placemats and walk to him. She follows. Put them in, Papa says without looking up. The girl stops when she reaches us. She looks from Papa to me. She frowns. Then she goes back to her mother. At the checkout, Papa puts lemon popsicles on the belt. I open one before we leave. People in the line watch. Papa doesn't. He counts under his breath while the cashier scans. He never misses a number. And our Mama thinks about it. Hans tells me about the woman at Penny while we're clearing the table. Rachel and the other kids have already gone upstairs. I hear the floorboards above us creak once, then again. The house settles into evening. She asked if I was fostering Rachel, he says. He says it lightly, almost with a laugh, as if the woman simply did not understand what she was seeing. I wipe the last plate with the dish towel and set it into the cupboard. The wood door closes with a soft sound. I stand there for a moment, longer than I need to. Did Rachel hear? I ask. Hans shrugs. I think so. He pauses. Yeah. Outside the kitchen window, the light is fading. The birch leaves move slightly, silver and dark, the same motion over and over. Hans pours himself a glass of water. He shakes his head, still puzzled, still mildly amused. People, he says, they don't think. I nod. That is true, but it's not the whole truth. Hans does not know that there are questions that do not end when the person asking them walks away. He cannot know how a question like that stays with a child. He cannot know how a sentence like that stays in the air long after the door closes, how it follows a child home, how it settles quietly somewhere inside her, like dust on a windowsill. I dry my hand slowly. Rachel will pretend she did not care. She will shrug the way Hans shrugged. She will say the woman was just stupid. She will laugh about it with Michael and Florian. But tonight, or maybe tomorrow, she will stand in front of a mirror a little longer than usual. She will look at her face and try to understand what other people see when they look at her standing next to her father. I know this because I remember. Not the same moment, not the same words, but the where people measured you without speaking. I learned early that you could carry love in your house and still step outside into a world that doubted it. Hans cannot feel that doubt the way Rachel might. He loves her with the steady certainty of a man who has never had to question whether he belongs beside his own child. And I love him for that, but love does not erase the world. I rinse the dishcloth and hang it over the faucet. Above the sink, the window reflects the kitchen now that the light outside is almost gone. My own face floats there faintly in the glass. Rachel's curls catch the sun in the mornings when she runs through the yard. When she laughs, she throws her head back the way my mother used to. She is my child, Hans's child. Nothing the woman at Penny said can change that. Still, I wish I could stand between Rachel and every careless question she will hear as she grows. I wish I could gather them up before they reach her ears. But children do not grow inside walls. They grow in the open where people look and wonder and sometimes misunderstand. I turn off the kitchen light. Upstairs, the floor creaks again. Rachel moving across the room, maybe getting ready for bed. Hans comes behind me and puts his arm lightly around my shoulders. Don't think about it, he says. I lean into him for a moment. He means well. But some thoughts do not just leave because we ask them to. Tomorrow, Rachel will run through the yard again. She will sit on the swing or argue with Michael or forget the whole thing while she braids her doll's hair with Chrissy. Children are good at returning to the present. Still, when I see her standing beside her father in the sunlight, I will remember the woman at Penny, and I will watch Rachel a little more carefully, the way you watch a young tree that sways after a strong wind, not because it is broken, but because you want to be sure it keeps growing straight.
Wow, beautiful, Lesli. Powerful piece. Thank you for sharing that. We had a little blip there in the middle of your reading, and everyone, but fortunately you came back. It was just the little lapse in the internet or something that happens. So thank you so much. All right, enjoy the rest of your morning there in Deutschland.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to Denman Island for the last reading from Denman Island great. From Peter Paul Van Camp. We had hoped to have Atma in here, but it doesn't look like she's going to make it tonight. So we'll have to, if she gets in here later, we'll swap her in. But You're a worthy replacement, Peter, and we're grateful for this look into your crawl space again.
Well, thanks. It's as I was saying, it's the one room in the house where I had not broadcast from. So this is my 35th time here, and I've already read 83 different pieces. Here's the list of pieces I've read here, but you haven't heard these two. So here we go. This is looking way back to. So I'm thinking back on my life and times. This is called "I Surprised Myself." I wonder how it comes to pass that I'm down in this cellar, cavorting and disporting as a literary feller. I hadn't thought that I would wind up on the acting shelf, emblazoning my secret thoughts, exhibiting myself, but here I am. And there you are. And here's my poetry, though I can scarce convince myself that whom ye hear is truly me. You see, 'twas as a timorous lad I grew to a cautious adult become. Still, somehow I'm conspicuous as the performing poet from that small town back of somewhere where my early verse was scribbled. An upright, fairly decent burg where jests are rarely ribbled. Now I fear, what would old neighbors say? Could they but see me now? I wonder, would they gasp to watch me take my awkward bow? Oh, low ceiling. My life is not the hectic pace of which some show folks chat. You see, performing poets aren't in such demand as all of that. But still, 'tis oft enough I find myself before a crowd, alarmed at my audacity and shuddering, but doggone it, proud, amazed that Peter Paul Van Camp, a name you might very well have trusted since 1972, would dare to read his poems aloud. All right, that's that one. I surprised myself. I always surprise myself. Now, thank you. I wasn't waiting for applause. You took me unawares there. Cynthia and Derek were talking earlier about poems, series of poems, how they put together. And of course, you know that back when I was only 70, I wrote those. There were 72 poems entitled Peter Paul Van Camp on a Bicycle at 70, and I read 19 of them here, but you haven't heard this one yet. So here we go with this one. This is my way of saying goodbye to Denman and the life I had here and the job that I was bicycling to and fro from. This is called Peter Paul Van Camp on a Bicycle at 70, number 52. Right here is a query that was not included in the Proust questionnaire, at least not to my knowledge. Marcel asks, when you are cycling either in one direction or the other on your daily route between home and work or work and home, do you sometimes look up to greet yourself, passing the way that you came this morning, if it is this afternoon, or the way that you went yesterday afternoon, if it is this morning? And if you do greet this effigy, is it on one of those stretches of road where, in one direction, it is a carefree spin with feet outstretched, while in the other it is something of an uphill grind? And if this is where you acknowledge your recently traveled self, do you not nod in his direction and think, see how things even out over time? And does not he nod back at you as if to say, I know. Oh boy, do I know. There it is. See, I have a second here. I'll just squeeze in the one you heard, but you've probably forgotten. This is Van Camp on a Bicycle, number 8. No, I'm not the unicyclist. I'm not the unicyclist's son. But together, they make one bicyclist. Yes, I can be him. Here they come. All right, that's me from Denman Island, and let me tell you what a pleasure it's been all these couple of years, and hearing you all and getting my chance to air my thoughts. I'll take up the cudgel from Gibsons, and we'll see you then. Thank you.
Awesome, Peter. I'm so glad that you're going to carry things on once you get over to Gibsons. You're going to have to start a new list, though. Maybe that list is getting pretty long there, and
I'll just glue some more paper onto the bottom of it and make it.
Oh yeah, it's just taping on. Okay.
Where I am.
All right. You always leave us smiling. I'm so grateful for your presence. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Vicki Drybrow is going to read in-house now, and I'm not sure if Vicki's going to read some poetry or... No, Vicki, Robbie. Yeah, we'll get you. Yeah, we'll get you after. We haven't forgotten about you, don't worry. All right. You all right with bending that mic down there, Vicki?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, good. You're an old pro
How's
now.
that? Is
There,
that better?
that's good. That's good.
Okay, can't see what I'm reading. Wow, this is not from my usual collection with stories about Holly. This one came to me out of left field when I was making supper a few weeks ago. This is for all the women who didn't get away. Port Alberni, 1972. One Saturday night, Kevin and I were sitting in the bar at the Beaufort Hotel with a couple of his friends. I don't remember why we were there, only that it was completely out of character, because neither one of us drank hard liquor. But there I was in a bar, drinking the simplest drink I could find. It tasted like orange juice, but the vodka gave it a bite. After 2 of those, I found myself laughing at everything people were saying. Then the waiter brought over a pink drink in a cocktail glass and said the guy at a table in the corner had sent it. He also put a glass in front of Kevin with something brown in it. Soon after, Kevin's friends disappeared and another 2 drinks arrived. I don't want this, I said, but Kevin smiled. Never turn down free booze. And he swallowed his drink. The place was closing, so we stood up to go. The room seemed a little unstable to me, but Kevin stumbled against the wall and nearly fell when we turned to leave. The man who had sent the drinks appeared and asked if we needed help. He suggested we go to his place, a couple of blocks away, to have a coffee and sober up before trying to drive home. I didn't want to go to a complete stranger's place. He was older than us, late 30s maybe, shifty looking with large dark-rimmed glasses and a saggy face. I no longer felt drunk, just tired, and I wanted to go home. But Kevin seemed to want to go with the guy, so he climbed into his car and drove a couple of blocks down the hill to a huge old house that had been made into apartments. Once inside, I was immediately struck by the total austerity of the place. It was not only clean, it was sicko clean, as if the walls, the floors, even the few bits of furniture had been tortured with wire bristles and bleach until any color they had was gone. We took off our coats and Kevin mumbled something about lying down. The guy helped him into the bedroom and dumped him on the bed. I struggled to remove his boots, and when I stood up, the guy was standing between me and the door, just staring at me. Kevin! I leaned over and slapped his face. Kevin, wake up! I shook his shoulders, but it was no use. The guy moved slowly toward me. The only chance I had was to get out of the apartment or lock myself in the bathroom. You liberated women are nothing but whores, he told me. Not to worry, I'd feel a lot better when I had a certain part of his anatomy in my mouth. Then he explained how he was going to sink his teeth into me until I was covered with blood. Pain is very close to pleasure. How he would put his hands around my throat and rape me as I passed out. When I woke up, he would do it over and over again. Whores love it. You will too. He stepped toward the dresser to reach for some leather cords I hadn't noticed. I was betting this guy would not want me puking on his scary clean floor, so I put my hand over my mouth and started for the door. Where do you think you're going? I made retching sounds and bulldozed past him to the bathroom, slammed the door, and slid the heavy metal bolt across. Under the sink, with my back to the wall and my knees up to my chest, I shook like a racehorse from the adrenaline dump. He began to bang on the door, swearing, calling me terrible names, and yelling what he was going to do to me, until someone started pounding on the wall, and he stopped. I stayed there on the freezing cold floor, trying not to think about the anger and violence in his voice, hoping Kevin would wake up and rescue me. At one point, I found a towel and draped it over my shoulders and arms. He kept coming back, but I didn't make a sound. One time, he was kind and said he was sorry for what he had said and asked me to come out, but I didn't believe him. The wind came up in the night and blew rain hard against the bathroom window. At first, it sounded like something trying to get in, and then it became benign, something I listened for, a sound that wasn't threatening. Then the guy would come back and start banging on the door again, cursing me and yelling more violent things he wanted to do to me. I was afraid all over again, even though I knew he couldn't get in. Eventually, I realized I could see light in the window, and I knew morning had finally arrived. But still I waited, until I heard Kevin's voice at the door telling me to come out. We needed to leave. I don't know what got into her. She just locked herself in the bathroom. The guy's lying voice sounded mild and harmless, but it felt every bit as violent as his threats. When I stood up, my body cried out in pain from being cold and curled in a ball all night. I managed to limp to the door and open it. The guy was standing in the corner by the kitchen window, as far away from us as possible. Kevin had gathered our coats and my purse. He looked like hell, but all I saw was hot coffee, a long shower, and a deep sleep in a safe bed. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Vicki. That was a hair-raising event.
That's part of it. It wasn't the whole thing.
Ah, all right. Okay, where are we now? We're staying in-house, I believe, and Ursula Viara is going to share some words with us. Come on up to the microphone there, Ursula. There we go.
Hi, Derek.
Yeah, just bring the mic up a little bit there. Perfect.
It seems like a long time since I saw you last.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't know how long, but it's been long. I want to say hi to Susan in Zoom country up there. Mm-hmm. How many people do you have attending from Zoom?
I'm 14. Yeah,
wow.
14 tonight.
That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah. It fluctuates a little bit, but yeah, it's wonderful.
On the path to enlightenment, my soul takes the shape of a dung beetle. A bear lifts his tail and drops a fragrant load on the forest floor. My soul tilts her body, antennae alert. Grubby little seeker, she leaps up, unsteady on her wings. Clumsy, she flickers through the humid air until she reaches the mountain. And there she plops down and bounces a couple of times because she can't land any better than she can fly. The world's sweetness and the world's poison, she knows it all comes down to this steaming pile. What can I say? She wants to be one with everything. She gnaws her way to the Lord. She digests it all. Dutiful little shitball roller, She finds her way home with a celestial compass. She's earthy and divine. She is up to her ankles in shit, but she looks to the sky. Oh, Lord, she moans, the universe is so big. But don't worry, I am here.
Thank you, Ursula. There we had the marriage of heaven and hell. I think that was perfect. Yeah, Blake would have been proud. Okay, we've got Robbie Van up next. Come on up, Robbie. We're always happy to have Robbie share her work. Some poetry, no doubt, maybe a little song thrown in, woven through.
Actually, a little bit of a story today.
A story this evening, all right.
It's nice to be back again. I was 3 when I told my first lie. I'd cut my finger with a nasty slice from a broken milk bottle. And the lie changed my life forever and took 54 years to fully go back to being honest again and truthful. It's like blocking out God's light. And then it seems to bleed into everything that you do in those hiding years. Being tough was never my forte. For inside my shoes was a coward, nurtured by society's cruelty and my own family's domination. Hiding in a closet is no place to grow. We all have our stories, and mine has had its challenges, hardships, and love stories as well. I've had 3 love affairs in my life with 3 women that I absolutely adored. But coursing through my veins is the romance of my soul. And I thought for sure that I defeated my secret yearnings. But of course it comes sneaking back when you least expect it, and it bleeds into your life. And now you have children, and they see a man when inside I felt like a woman. And wouldn't it be exquisite to be myself? Not this hidden life inside a shell that I had no choice in. We are, after all, souls. Electric beings stuck in fleshy shells, trying to evolve beyond our Neanderthal beginnings. Playing on a world stage, a life worth living, and a journey well taken with many lessons to be endured and to learn from. I'm awestruck by the Creator's gift, for music is my wonder, and it gives me solace in the tumultuous times. The notes that float like whispers send shivers up my spine. I'm open. I hear, and the light comes in, and an angel comes, touches me, and with its wings wrapped around me, I cry in joy. I am in truth loved, and I can believe that I am perfect just the way I am, even though I've been a sinner. And a feast was laid down before me, and in the Creator's home the music flowed like wine. Its buoyancy broke my tortured soul and lifted it up. 18 years later, I'm still not worthy of God's love, but I'm trying, and I will never again betray true love. I will never hide who I truly am. It will be a beacon, the light that I have inside, to guide others to live their truth and not be shamed by or look at suicide, because within we are all loved, no matter who we are. And whose life is it anyway? My story isn't over, it's just begun. In a world of new tomorrows that awaits us all, will you lead or will you follow? Will you stand for love or will you fall for hate? We can change the world one heart, one mind, one person at a time. And that ripple effect occurs and happens, and it goes beyond us. For our light shines in other people's eyes. And the God within speaks to the God within every one of us. There's hope for our children and generations beyond if we work together. And that change you want to see is the one that you are trying to take. So my mission is to change the world with love and start with myself and change the others around me as well. We are characters in a non-fiction novel and might as well be as novel as they come. I've had a beautiful life so far. Difficult, especially with parents and a family that leaves you when you come out of the closet. But within all of that is the fact that I've been led to Vancouver Island, and Canada is one of the safest countries in the world to be LGBTQ. And I've been blessed, absolutely blessed. From the moment I came out, I've had nothing but support and love from the people around me. So it's a wonderful thing that we're doing here, setting an example for our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. I don't want it to be a place where everybody hates each other. I'd like it to be a place where we support each other, and we lift each other, and we compliment each other for the things we've done rather than try and look at the bad. So thank you very much.
And thank you, Robbie. That's moving, very heartfelt, and I think we are all behind you. Absolutely. One heart at a time. Okay, Karl, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we're at that end of the list where just me? I'm going to hop up and read a couple of quick poems, and then we're going to call it a night. So I'm going to start with a poem that I read, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I think, but I've reworked it a little bit, and it fits so well with a new one that I was working on. I thought, they make a nice pair. So we'll read them together. Theme is homesickness here, and I don't know if anybody's ever read that book, All Sickness is Homesickness. I think it's, beautiful book. And I think it's something we all suffer from to one degree or another. Wondering where home is and how to get there, and feeling sometimes like we're so far away from home when really we're not. But anyway, so the first poem is called Homesickness Defined. They say dying is dead easy. 1 minute in the fleshy coveralls, the next floating where the horizon spans off to infinity. The past little life irrelevant with its routine sputtering of doing. Here, only this eternal moment with no traction in time. Far below, a squiggle of geese appears, a decoy of thought, or the first line of a great poem being delivered on a page of stars. Or there, your great uncle Reg, who's been waiting for you for decades. No matter. Everything is already written here. The colors beyond description, the love almost unbearable. For those who have visited here, no one ever wants to return to this heavy world we mistake as home. The body itself a stifler, the weight of gravity a gut punch after the lightness of being in all-knowing bliss. Most refuse to leave, saying they've never been more at home. They argue and bargain, but in the end, their time is their time. And back they slam into their crushed or soggy bodies. The doctors put away the paddles and claim another victory. The relatives gathered around the bed rejoice and mistake the survivor's tears for gratitude. Or perhaps in another room somewhere,
a new baby takes its first breath and wails. Thank you. And this is one that's quite new. I had quite an awakening last Friday night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I just came out of a deep sleep to feel my soul rippling back into my heart. And it was quite amazing. So hard to write about deep spiritual experiences, but I'm trying anyway. So this one's called Homecoming. At 3 a.m., the ripples of your arrival pull me up from a deep sleep to see what lovely energy is spooling into my heart. Where have you been, divine wanderer, while I lay lifeless, snugged under our down duvet? What sacred taverns rendered you tipsy with love and sent you back to this slack bundle of molecules and space? All I know is when you enter me, my homesickness disappears, and I could stay here forever. The dog curled at the end of the bed, my wife gently sketching the air with her breath. My heart stretched wide as a summer meadow, humming with holy bees, welcoming the whole human catastrophe. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for such a fantastic evening of writing and sharing, and as always, the range of work that we've listened to and been treated to tonight is just mind-blowing. And huge thank you, of course, to Cynthia for being our featured reader and sharing from her work.
Thank you, too.
And also a big thank you to Char, of course, for being our hostess with the mostest. Thank you, Char, running this tech and everything that goes on here. It's amazing what you do. And a big thank you to Karl for being our moderator and keeping us going. And to Sheila in the back there for running the bar and taking care of us. There she is over there. Thank you, Sheila. And thank you to all our open micers for being so courageous and open-hearted and sharing your work. So great to see so many here live at Char's and so many out there in Zoom land and this place where we can meet together and be ourselves and know that we'll be appreciated. So, Karl, remind me who's coming next month?
Margot or somebody, she's from Gabriola.
Okay.
And thank you, Derek.
Okay. You're most welcome. All right. So in the meantime, everybody stay safe, keep writing, keep inspiring each other, and hopefully we'll get to see lots of you at the end of June. Take care.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
I don't even try to pronounce her name. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. Margot Fedora. Yeah. Yeah. I think she's going to come. She's going to try. She's going to try and come? I don't know much about the fairies. Something from there to here.
Yeah, she'll hear you.
Karl, how do you save the chat now?
What? Sorry, Kathleen?
How do you save the chat in the new Zoom?
Okay, you go up to, there should be 3 dots.
No, my 3 dots aren't there.
You see the 3 dots, and then you should just press it and it should save chat.
Oh, there's no 3
you
dots.
See, it's not just because it hasn't gone big.
Oh, I don't have, my screen isn't big enough.
Oh dear, I don't know.
Oh.
How we did that. See, there ought to be a...
Yeah, I don't know what else to say it.
Down. There. Hit that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
You should see Legend Mermaid live reads. There's dots, and then there's like an, yeah.
I know it's gone.
You're trying to save the chat? Are
Yeah.
You? There's 3 dots on the top of the chat.
I know. They always used to be there.
And it says save chat.
I know, and it always used to be there. It disappeared.
Mine is saying that. Save chat.
I wonder how do I get to full screen on this?
Those top boxes on the right.
Try
No,
that.
that's not it.
Oh.
With the mic probably.
Thanks all.
Those are good.
Oh, full screen. Here's a full screen.
That was great.
Now I can probably save chat.
Where's chat?
Well, chat's disappeared.
Did you get that saved there, Kathleen?
No, you know what? It's not appearing.
Okay, you know what? Don't worry about it. Char will email it to you.
Yeah, ask Char to email me the chat.
That's right.
That's right.
Once you learn it, you'll know what to do. Well, next time you come here, I'll show you.
No, honest, I've done it every other time, Karl. There's something gone funny with it.
It's my computer.
Yeah.
Dave is
Okay. Well, see you next month.
Oh, yes. Yes, I better let Lesli.
Take care, Leslie.
Lovely.
Get some sleep now over there in Germany.
Yes.
I'm not even tired now.
Well, I started out tired. Now I'm awake. So I'm not worried to go.
That's right. Bedtime, schmed time.
It's light outside.
Oh, it's light outside. Well, it's still light here too, so there you go. We joined the
It's
light.
Light out here. There we go.
Oh, look at that. It's light out everywhere.
There's
Yay.
let there be light. Lots of it.
Okay, have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much, Karl.
You're very welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you, Cynthia.
See you next month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was like 12 readers, 13, right? 13. That's good, okay.
Vancouver, so it was just, she emailed me on ferry, so she didn't know if she was going to make it.
Oh, another one? Another?
Usually comes on, but she was on in Vancouver and back to Gibsons.
Oh, Emma. Atma. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Mary Murphy's my drawing. I can't remember.
Mary Murphy from Gabriola?
No, Mary Murphy, she's from Courtney.
Oh.
She's also a singer too. She writes books and sings. She performs here.
Is she gonna sing or read?
Probably read.
Okay.
But she does. Yeah, I can't remember who I have her on. She's gonna have to refresh my memory because I can't remember. I usually put it in here, but I forgot who it was. And then we have Rachel, and then we have Charmaine for October. And then we have Mark, our guitarist, for
November.
And then December's members night. I don't find anybody.
Members night? What does that mean?
It just means there's no. In December we.
Just open mic.
Just open mic, no time limit.
Oh, whoa.
It's my favorite night. Well, they're all my favorites. But that one's what I like.
Thanks, girl.
You're welcome.